Good morning, everyone. May the good Lord bless you. Thank you so much for watching. In this particular video, it's maintenance day at the house here. I'm going to take a little time to clean up some different items. The air conditioning system, for one thing, all the duct works. I will take a vacuum cleaner and suck the dirt out of them, all the stuff that I can see. Change the filter, clean all the things up around the entrance to the actual AC system itself, and do all those checks. You know, winter time's coming, and when you start to turn the heat on and the electric coils start coming on and going off, people will smell smoke, and that's because dust has collected on those coils and it'll burn off. So that's one of the things that I do. But I'm going to show you one of the main culprits besides a kitchen fire that burns people's houses down every year, and they don't realize that can happen until they go somewhere and they set the system in motion, and then they get the call that their house is on fire. So I'm going to show you one way that a step that I go through to try to stop that from happening in this video. Your dryer, you all. Now this exit right here, you guys, is over 10 foot from where it comes out of the dryer itself. Stuff, although the air is coming out of there pretty good, stuff collects on the inside of this, and over time and years it builds up inside that vent. Then your dryer does not dry efficiently, and of course once it packs up to the coil inside of your unit, it can set your house on fire, and it happens every day. All right, y'all, here's what I do. I've got some PVC pipe. Actually, this is conduit. They don't make any difference. I've got a swab on here just like for a Canon swab. Watch what happens when I start swabbing this thing out right here. So that's what comes out of your dryer. This is what burns your house down. There is coils, and I'm going to show you that on the inside of this dryer, because not only do I swab out that particular pipe right there, I also go in there and pull the dryer out and take a vacuum cleaner and suck all the trash that's inside, as much as I can possibly get, out of the dryer, so that they don't build up on the coils and set it on fire. Now when you do this, it's going to make your dryer more efficient. I mean, there's no question about it. If you've got to put your laundry in there and push the button 3 times to get the clothes dry, it's either, most of the time, it's your vent stopped up. Because if your dryer gets hot but it's not drying, your vent is stopped up. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I've got many calls over the years on that kind of stuff, and this is just one way I solved the problem. And one thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to go get a new vent cap for that, because the other one is letting cold air go back in the house now, because it's plastic and over the years they mess up. So let's go inside and I'll show you what. So you all, even though you clean your filter every time you do your laundry, that's one of the things that you had better be doing. Still yet, if you take a look down that chute where that goes, you're going to see lint, because this thing is not a positive seal. Okay, so one thing about it, if you do not clean this filter right here, this stuff will just get sloughed off and get down there and stop your machine up, stop your vent up, and your dryer ain't going to work right. And then sooner or later, you're gonna have a fire in that dryer. So you all, about 6 months ago, I cleaned this out. But you can see that things fall behind your dryer. I mean, who pulls it out every day and cleans it? Okay, nobody does. So that's what gets in behind your dryer. These things, you guys, can start a fire. All right, you all, I just reached inside there and pulled that out. So when you install these things, you install them with screws. Well, lint's going to hang up on them screws. So you want to vacuum clean that stuff out of there. On the back of it, you guys, there are vents. These are to make your system run cool. When they are stopped up, you're going to burn the motor up in your dryer, okay? We don't want that to happen. Now I'm going to go get the tools and I'm going to take the back, you guys, off of this dryer, okay? And let you see how it works. You can see how this vent was stopped up, okay? When that vent stopped up, the coil can't properly cool, okay? Because air is being drawn through the machine. And look at the dirt or lint that's on this, okay? Now I've done this, I think, about a year ago, you guys. It should be done about every 6 months. Inside here is the coil that makes it work. You've got 2 limits on it. You've got a limit over here coming out, and you got a limit over here that cuts it off and on. One here and one here. If lint starts getting all over these limits, your dryer don't work right because it don't know what the temperature is. It'll overheat and it'll start a fire. All right, you all, it looks a whole lot better. Okay, the heating coil is here. The heat is going in your unit through this hole right here on the inside of your unit. If this is stopped up anyway, it's not going to heat right, okay? Here is your exhaust. This is where your filter is. It comes out, it goes around, and it comes out this hole right here. If these are stopped up, your unit's not going to work right. And believe you me, saving money in this day and time is a whole lot of, that's just what we need to be doing, ain't it? So, make sure you guys put this thing on a maintenance schedule. If you don't know how to do it, get somebody who does know how to do it. Because you do not want to burn your house down because nobody ever cleaned the stuff out from behind your dryer. Okay, you guys, we're back in business, okay? Now, another thing that people don't know is there's a maximum distance that the back of your unit should be away from the wall. Lots of times you will see people put covers over this, and that's fine as long as you continue to make sure that you keep this clean on the back of your unit. The biggest mistake people make is they wait for 3 years before they clean this filter right here. And when they do that, what happens is they burn the house down. All right, you all, make sure you're safe when you're doing this. Go to your breaker box and throw your breaker for your dryer before you go behind it and disconnect it, okay? Because you can mess up and get your hand on the wrong thing in behind there, and you can get electrocuted. So I don't want that to happen to you. Anyway, you guys, every year people either lose their house or they lose their dryer. Their dryer it will be getting hot, but it won't dry the clothes, and they don't know that the vents is stopped up, okay? That's what people do. So to make this thing as efficient as it possibly can be, clean that vent every time you use it, at least 2 times a year. pull that thing out, look at the back of it. If it's all coated with that kind of stuff, clean all that stuff off, take the back off, make sure there's nothing, you know, like I've actually seen thin pairs of panties go all the way around a unit and come out and stop the whole thing up. And the lady who called me said, man, this thing is getting so hot, but it won't dry. So I took the thing apart, and sure enough, there was a piece of a whole set of panties had went all the way through that dryer and stopped the vent up. So that can happen. Also on the inside, these dryer sheets that you use can fly up and cover the exhaust up. And when it does that, it's not going to dry the clothes. So you have to pay attention to that when you're drying. These, you know, dryer sheets, they're about this big. Well, they can actually fly up flat and cover that vent up. So pay attention to that and look at it. So what I'm trying to do here, you guys, is don't just run off and set your dryer after years and years and go to the grocery store and come back and not have a house, okay? That's the whole point of this video. I've just showed you some really simple things that you can do to make sure it's efficient and everything is working correctly. With that, you all, may the good Lord bless you. Have yourself a wonderful day.